Dinkum is officially leaving early access, Infinity Nikki keeps players guessing, and the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal was full of surprises. All this and more today. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, bringing you the latest gaming news with Sunnyside Up. Today is April 7th, 2025, so let's get started with our first major headline. Dinkum has an official release date for 1.0 after 2 years and 8 months of being in early access. And that date is just around the corner on April 23rd. With this launch, there will be a series of changes and updates coming to the game. First up, when enjoying Dinkum in multiplayer, the host will have more control of what their guests can do on their island. And guest players will have access to some features that were once available to the host only. From what's been shared so far, this includes permissions for opening containers, picking up and dropping items, editing houses, terraforming and pathing, editing the island as a whole, interacting with vehicles, and interacting with farm animals. There will also be an all-new creative mode available, which will allow you to build and shape your own Dinkum world with more freedom and imagination than ever before. Another exciting addition is the rental system for guest houses, plus 4 new villagers who will be arriving with 1.0. You will be able to meet these characters by renting out the guest houses, and each one comes with their own unique charm and personality. New recipes can also be bought and discovered, including a 2-seater airplane. And apparently this is just scratching the surface of what's to come for 1.0, with even more new activities to be discovered and quality of life improvements. Outside of all the new content, it was also shared that work is being done towards the goal of bringing Dinkum to other platforms, and they're hoping to deliver some exciting news about releasing Dinkum for one of the popular gaming consoles later this year. They further stated that they'll share more information as soon as they can, and I have a feeling this might be for the Nintendo Switch, and maybe Nintendo Switch 2, ideally, since there's likely the highest demand for these platforms. However, of course, I would also love to see it come to PS5 in the future, so fingers crossed. Party Animals has added a new board game to the winter cabin called the Bluffalo Club. Face off with your friends in a game full of half-truths and bold lies. A concept which seems to very much fit the overall cheeky spirit of Party Animals. And while I have been hoping for more fun board games and card games to enjoy within the winter cabin, this one isn't exactly my cup of tea because I personally hate trying to bluff and I'm actually so bad at it. However, I'm sure there's many folks out there who will love this and it'll be right up their alley. And the update also brought some other new features and improvements that I'm excited about. Most notably, support for local split screen play for 2 players in Nemo Kart mode and Smash mode, which is amazing. I definitely was really hoping for that local split screen support for Nemo Kart mode specifically, so that's really awesome to see and I'm excited to hopefully try that out at some point. They've also added a random outfit option in the selection screen for those scenarios where you just can't decide what to wear. Plus, a brand new animal has been added to the party in spirit of International Bird Day. It's actually a crow by the name of Raven, which is very clever and very funny. And finally, if you visit the vending machine in the winter cabin, you can now discover a new poker outfit for Yarusa, which you can exchange your earned treats for. And now it's time for our next major headline. Infinity Nikki's Revelry season is in full swing, with new content coming to the game this week. This features a new wave of the Mirror Crown Pinnacle contest, the return of Allison's Travel Shop, another super escalation event where you can exchange up to 120 of your daily vital energy for double materials, including bling, shiny bubbles, and threads of purity, and the Whirl of Melodies event, which will involve completing a series of tasks around Mirrorland to earn rewards like diamonds. 2 new 4-star outfits will also be available on the limited residence banners. Pastoral Dance, a fresh outfit that will offer a special visual effect when wearing the complete set, and Enchanted Wing, an elegant outfit that will also offer a unique whimsicality ability when wearing the full set. These new events will be running from April 8th until April 28th, with Super Escalation running for a more limited period from April 12th until April 19th. However, interestingly, with this update, the team is also introducing a new currency called Epiphany Crystals. These appear to be similar to Resonite and Revelation crystals. However, according to Infold Games, the Epiphany crystals can only be used on limited-time 4-star banners. We have somewhat limited information on this new currency at this time, and I don't necessarily have a problem with it if they're going to be giving us this in addition to the others as a more abundant common currency for less exclusive outfits. However, I truly hope that this isn't going to be replacing the rewards of Revelation crystals that can be used on any limited banner or even diamonds that are more multi-purpose. At this time, they've only shared that Epiphany crystals can be purchased from the in-game shop using real money, so perhaps this is just offering a more affordable way to pay for those 4-star banner pulls. Perhaps that's also being a little too optimistic. I'm not sure just yet. Only time will tell on this one, but as a friendly reminder, I highly suggest going free to play on Infinity Nikki because you can earn so much currency simply by playing the game. If you do want to make any purchases, please don't spend any money on the gacha system and consider opting for guaranteed items instead. But what's next for Infinity Nikki? While recent updates have been fairly substantial and pretty packed with content, unless you're brand new to the game, I think many avid players have probably exhausted most, if not all, of the base game content and beyond. However, the team has shared that a wealth of meticulously crafted content awaits for the next update and beyond. Specifically, in the next version of the game, version 1.5, we'll be introduced to a brand new event map called Serenity Island. Initially, I thought that Serenity Island might be for Nikki's home. However, I actually don't think this would be considered an event map. At least I hope it wouldn't be, because I'd like the home island to be a permanent addition where we can design and decorate to our heart's content, which I believe is what they have planned. So it seems like we might be waiting a little bit longer for player homes to be added, but a new event island sounds amazing, especially if it's anywhere similar in scope to the Firework Isles, which was such a lovely and substantial addition to the game. I'm definitely excited to learn more about this new region, but let me know down in the comments what you would like to see next for Infinity Nikki. Disney Dreamlight Valley is celebrating the arrival of spring with the return of the Extravaganza event. During the event, search your valley for a variety of colorful eggs to cook and craft with to unlock exclusive rewards. Excellent fruit can be collected from egg fruit bushes, while wild spring eggs can be gathered across all valley biomes. And new this year, purple eggs will appear in the Moana, Toy Story, Lion King, Beauty and Beast, and Mulan realms. So enjoy the hunt. There will also be daily and weekly quests available from Wall-E to help you with collecting useful event materials. Plus, seasonal Dreamlight duties will offer even more surprises upon completion. Even if you participated in this event last year, there are 3 new seasonal items to craft using those new purple eggs. I personally missed out on many aspects of this event last year, but I'm excited that they brought it back with some additional content. The Extravaganza event is running from now until April 22nd, so be sure to participate in any of the activities you'd like to before then. Now it's time for our final major headline. And boy, is it a big one. Nintendo hosted the highly anticipated Nintendo Switch 2 Direct presentation, which surprised fans in more ways than one. Here's everything you need to know about the next generation of hardware from Nintendo. The Switch 2 has a 1080p 7.9-inch LCD display with HDR support. But when it's docked, it can output up to 4K and runs games at up to 60 to 120 frames per second. This device has 256 gigabytes of storage, which is substantially more than the original Switch that only had 32 gigabytes. The entire system is larger, however, it is the same thickness. The Joy-Cons are magnetic with enhanced HD rumble, and both Joy-Cons will have mouse functionality. Further, the console itself is going to have a built-in microphone, which can be used in Game Chat, which is activated with a C button on the right Joy-Con. Game Chat will also allow for screen sharing and video chat if you purchase a camera accessory, and the dock also now has ventilation power for cooling. Overall, this looks like a pretty solid upgrade. It's definitely more powerful than what I was personally expecting to see from Nintendo, and I do look forward to ultimately upgrading my last-gen Switch whenever I can swing it. However, I am still waiting on maybe 1 or 2 more game announcements to really take that plunge. But that's also mostly because I currently have my PS5 to play all of those powerful third-party titles. So speaking of software, so far the newly announced games that really stood out to me as far as first party include, of course, Mario Kart World, which is essentially an open world Mario Kart game, but also has the Grand Prix mode with a little twist where you actually drive from course to course within the Grand Prix, which is pretty neat. And there's also a new Battle Royale type game mode too, so there's definitely more to do than the previous entry, and especially that free roam open world mode seems really exciting to me. They've also finally added outfits for the characters, which I've been wanting for years and years and years, plus a nice looking photo mode, and you can share the experience with friends. Mario Kart World will be available at the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2 and available as part of a bundle for the console, all of which is launching on June 5th. I'm also looking forward to Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is an upcoming platform game where you get to play around in this giant, destructible sandbox environment, which seems to all be set underground. You'll also be making music with adorable Odd Rock to find your way around and help save the world from some sort of voided terrain. This title does seem to be quite innovative in its mechanics, and I would definitely love to give it a try. It will be releasing on July 17th, exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2. I was also very impressed by what I saw for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, specifically on the Switch 2. I previously didn't really have much of an interest in this title, but once I saw gameplay for it on the Switch 2 specifically, I was definitely captivated. So I will be keeping my eye on this one, which is said to be releasing sometime in 2025. We also received an announcement for Kirby Air Riders, which is the sequel to Kirby Air Ride and being directed by Sakurai. The CG trailer looked so vibrant, but I will definitely look forward to seeing some gameplay as well down the line. I do really love Kirby, so if the game looks fun, I would definitely love to try this one. In terms of upgraded Switch games for the Switch 2, I think the ones that are most worthwhile in terms of value would be Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV, which incorporates all of the new tech for the Switch 2, like the built-in mic, the camera accessory, and mouse Joy-Con controls. I'm also very excited for Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed World. I wasn't sure at first how substantial the new content would be, but after seeing gameplay on the Nintendo Treehouse, not only does it look beautiful and perfect for our Gemstone community, but also more expansive than I was anticipating. Many existing third-party games will also be releasing onto the Nintendo Switch 2. However, there were a few new game announcements that captured my interest. The first was Survival Kids, a survival adventure game where you find yourself stranded on a series of unique islands. And you'll need to work together with up to 4 players in local or online co-op to explore, craft, fish, cook, and solve your way to safety. The other new game announcement that intrigued me was Star Seeker Astroneer Expeditions, a brand new game from the developers of Astroneer. Star Seeker is said to be all about the joy of discovery and the camaraderie that emerges from an evolving cooperative experience. It will be releasing sometime in 2026, but in the meantime, I will definitely be keeping my eyes peeled for more information. Plus, Witchbrook is now also confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, which is excellent news. And if there is a physical edition for this one, I'll definitely be snapping up a copy for the holidays later this year. Finally, for highlights from the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, GameCube games will also now be coming to the Online Plus expansion pack that includes those online classics. Like their other classic collections, I'm sure these will roll out over time, but it is also neat to see that they've created a new GameCube controller, which has to be one of my all-time favorites. If you want to hear all of my initial thoughts on this presentation, be sure to check out the latest episode of the Gaming After Coffee podcast, which is my members exclusive podcast available to Emerald Plus tiers. Coming up this week, we have a packed schedule of new releases for cozy, casual, and variety gamers alike. Starting with South of Midnight, the third-person action-adventure game, which is releasing on April 8th for Xbox Series and on PC via Steam. In this title, you play as Hazel, who sets out to rescue her mother and safeguard her hometown, confronting mysterious creatures of the Deep South along the way. This is one of my most highly anticipated titles of the year, and certainly my top pick for April, so we will be checking this one out over on our weekly Moonstone streams starting this weekend. So come join in on the adventure, which is available for Amethyst Plus members. Tiny Garden, the casual game that lets you grow a pocket-sized garden inside a magical toy passed down through generations, is releasing on April 8th for PC via Steam. Nurture plants, trade them for furniture, and customize your space in a relaxing mix of farming, puzzles, and strategy. Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days, a side-scrolling shelter survival game that tasks you with guiding a group of zombie apocalypse survivors to safety, is releasing April 9th for PC via Steam. In this title, you'll craft weapons, scavenge resources, balance your group's needs, and try to get everyone out of danger alive. I really wanted to give this one a little shout out because I haven't seen too much about it, and it looks really visually striking, not to mention the unique spin of having this side-scrolling setup for a zombie game. It just really stood out to me as being a unique title, so if you're into those zombie apocalypse games, maybe consider checking this one out. I definitely would like to at some point. Maybe a little closer to spooky season. Then we have Blueprints, a so-called genre-defying experience, which is releasing on April 10th for PC via Steam, Xbox Series X and S, and on PlayStation 5. This title is filled with a unique mix of mystery, strategy, and puzzles that weave together an unpredictable journey within a mysterious manner. The Talos Principle Reawakened, a remastered version of a thought-provoking first-person puzzle game, is releasing on April 10th for PC via Steam, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. In this title, choose your path through a non-linear world and overcome more than 120 puzzles. The definitive edition also includes the Road to Gehenna expansion and an all-new chapter called In the Beginning. Then we have Pilo and the Hollow Book, an exploration-based adventure game set in a colorful galaxy, is releasing on April 10th for the PlayStations, the Xboxes, and the Nintendo Switch, as well as on PC via Steam. In this title, guide Pilo, an apprentice explorer, on a journey to document the wonders of the universe, solving puzzling mysteries along the way. And finally, we have Jumping Jazz Cats, the platforming party game that is releasing on April 10th for PC via Steam. In this title, customize your cat and enjoy a variety of team-based mini-games, including races, collectathons, showdowns, and more, with a single-player mode also available. But with so much to choose from, what will you be playing this week, and what new announcements are you most excited for? Anything and everything, you know I always love hearing from you. As always, please make sure you're subscribed with those notifications on to catch your weekly episode of Sunnyside Up. Shine that lovely like button to help support the series. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And until next time, take care.